OIC censures Israel's hostile behavior in Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood and Russia keeps door open for more dialogue over Ukraine, Moscow suggests. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, has censured the recent attacks by Israeli military forces and settlers against the Palestinian residents of the occupied East Al-Quds neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah. In a statement released on Monday, the 57-member body said Israel's policy of Judaization of East Al-Quds, its settlement expansion, and the forced displacement of Palestinian families stand in flagrant violation of international law and the Geneva Conventions. The OIC urged the international community to intervene for the good of the Palestinians. A controversial far-right Jewish lawmaker opened a parliamentary office in the neighborhood in what was described as an effort to exacerbate the situation in the district. Scuffles broke out on Sunday as Itamar Ben-Gvir of the Religious Zionism Alliance opened the office in Sheikh Jarrah. The Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates condemned Ben-Gvir's step as a provocative and escalating move that threatens to ignite violence. The ministry said the failure of the international community and the UN Security Council to take necessary measures to compel the regime of Israel to stop its occupation of Al-Quds encourages the occupying power to forge ahead with its colonial Judaization projects in the Holy City. Earlier, the Palestinian resistance movement Hamas issued a strongly worded message of warning to the Israeli regime and settlers after the latter renewed assaults on Palestinians in Sheikh Jarrah. Sheikh Jarrah has been the scene of frequent crackdowns by the Israeli police on the Palestinians protesting against the threatened expulsion of dozens of Palestinian families from their homes in favor of Israeli settler groups. Russia has suggested that it is ready to continue negotiations with the West in an attempt to settle growing security tensions between Moscow and the US-led NATO over Ukraine. In a televised exchange broadcast on Monday, Russian President was shown asking his Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov whether there was still a chance of an agreement to address Kremlin's security concerns, or whether Russia was just being dragged into endless talks. "We have already warned more than once that we will not allow endless negotiations on questions that demand a solution today," Lavrov told Putin, adding "We have already warned more than once that we will not allow endless negotiations on questions that demand a solution today." "There's always a chance," Russia's top diplomat said, adding that his respective ministry would not allow the US and its allies to stonewall Russia's main requests. Russia and the US-led NATO have recently been at odds over Ukraine. Western countries accuse Russia of preparing for an invasion of Ukraine by massing 100,000 troops and armaments near the border with that country. Rejecting the allegation, Moscow says the troop buildup is defensive as NATO has increased its activity near Russian borders.